That should be better. I'm actually really excited about the buffs. I'm actually very excited. Very, very, very excited. This is pretty much exactly what I'd want. I said 2 buffs in mind that I thought we should have. Either A, more mobility because we're kind of slow, or B, give us more like healing on the Q. And they literally gave us more healing on the Q plus a little bit extra, which I think is fantastic. This is exactly what I wanted. Exactly. I'll show you guys the buffs now. All right, so this is the buff right here, guys. I will show you the buff. So basically, our health is going to go up by 3 points. Nothing crazy in the HP one, but hey, either way, it's something. I'll take it. Taxi growth higher. Again, better for animation cancels. I like that too. Armor growth 3.84. It's not big buffs. It's really, really tiny changes here. Really minor changes, but it's still something. It's still something, and I will take it. I like it. I like it. I like it. We're trying to help us scale a little bit better into the game. With these, just a tad big. It's kind of clunky, so our attack speed's a little slow, which I get it. So buff it up a little bit. It's going to feel a little bit smoother as the game progresses, even if we don't have attack speed items, which I really, really like. The armor growth, again, we kind of fall off. If you look at Renekton's like win rate, post 20 minutes, it really drops hard. So we're trying to make it to where we scale a little bit better. Nothing crazy, but still make us like an early game champion with at least something to work with as the game progresses. Now, the one that the big buff is obviously the Q healing. The Q right now is 3 times on champions. So hit minions, guys, it's like normal. Hit a champion, it goes up to 3 times currently, which is nice. This is nice. But what's really, really nice about this, guys, goes on to times 4, which is awesome. It's going to allow us to just heal a lot more when more champions are around us, which could actually really help us out. It makes our laning phase way more dominant. Obviously, in that Q, the funny thing about it, guys, it's not even empowered. It's just Q healing in general. So that's really, really good. They're really minor. These are very, very minor. It's just to make them feel a little bit better. Feel a tiny bit better on the attack speed. That's kind of the idea behind it. Did I miss that? Okay. But I think that's the idea behind it, guys, is literally the fact that it's going to allow us to have a little bit, like, just smoother. The attack speed does look kind of bad. If you guys do not build attack speed with this kit, it feels kind of awkward. It feels a little awkward sometimes because, I don't know, it's hard to get extra auto attacks on to really get animation cancels going if you don't have attack speed built in. Now it allows where if you don't build attack speed, you're not at just a horrendous effect. It's not going to be horrendous. It's going to be at least something. And obviously armor growth just allows us to have a little bit of armor, which, hey, I'm not going to turn down. The big one, obviously, is the Q healing. This is what I was asking for. I said give us a little better Q healing because it's really not enough to make us more of a lane bully. This allows us to have a little more lane bully dominance. So I do like that. I like that a lot. The Q buff, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Par. Like, the Q buff is really the big one we're looking at. Everything else is kind of just tiny little things. I'm not going to turn down tiny little numbers like that, though, man. That could always turn a game. So I am not upset about that whatsoever. I'm very, very, very happy about that. I'm very happy with the buffs that we got. Guys, I literally said either A, we got to have a Q buff for more healing. No damage buffs, so they didn't give us damage buffs at all. And B, I said either mobility or more healing. And it gave us the healing aspect, which I am super duper excited about. Super excited about. Our lane bully status, our win rate in lane should go up. It should go up quite a bit. Range matchups should be a little easier if you land your Q on them, guys. At least you can sustain their damage on you and actually like heal up a little bit. So there's a lot of good things about this. There is one thing that I'm a little worried about is, did they allow the healing cap to go up a little bit? That's the one thing. I'm actually going to DM Riot right now about that. Hold up. For what Riot's telling me, the cap should go up as well. Like I said, I'll take what we can get. I'm very happy with this buff, guys. This buff is exactly what I could want. It really solidifies us. Like I said, either going a healing route where it solidifies as a lane bully, or it's going to give us a little bit more scaling. Which they gave us, guys, the scaling is very little. Very, very, very little. It's not much at all. But the Q healing definitely makes us that lane bully dominant guy we're looking at. And if anything, too, it allows us to be able to 2v1 better, you know, things like that. So I really just like it. I really like this buff. This is what I mean, this is, if you're looking for a buff, guys, I said either Q healing or mobility, and they gave us the healing. So I'm very happy. I'm very content with this buff. I think this buff should really help Renekton a lot in this current state of the game. Because right now, Renekton's lacking. Like, if you look at my builds right now, guys, I'm literally doing on-hit abilities because it's like, fuck the Q. Like, I'm not lying, boys. I maxed the Q first, but my whole playstyle is based off my W. Like, I don't even like. Look at what I built. I built Spear of Sojin. I get Wits In. I get a lot of items that are based around my W. My Q, I can care less about. It doesn't matter to me once I get those 2 items. There are a lot of times I don't even proc my Q because I'd rather get an auto attack so I can keep on procking my W as much as often. Like, that's the major thing with those 2 items. So, you know, that's my 2 things. That's my 2 things. But we'll find out really soon, guys, about the Q and all that, guys. If there's what the cap's going to be and all that. So I'm pretty pumped up. I'm pretty ready for it. I mean, if you guys watch, you guys know what I'm talking about. I very, very rarely use my Q. When I have my Spear of Sojin, guys, I probably use my Q before I proc my Spear. But once I proc Spear, guys, I am using auto attacks and power Ws. And that's basically it, guys. Just stay on top of the target and keep resetting my cooldowns. Because Q, it's like the animation goes through, but I'm waiting like 0.5 seconds to get another auto tag off because I cast a Q, which to me is very rarely even worth because I want to keep procking my W. So that's just how I feel. That's how I feel. It's like early game, it's all about my Q. And then the game progresses, guys. It's all just W. W and E. I don't even care about my Q anymore.